Hey, so I've been thinking about artificial intelligence. How do we actually know if an AI is smart? What does that even mean? That question goes all the way back to 1950, when Alan Turing, a pioneer of modern computing, wrote a paper called Computing Machinery and Intelligence. In it, he asked, can machines think? To explore the question, he proposed what we now call the Turing Test. A human would chat with both a computer and another human through text only, and if they couldn't tell which was which, the machine might be said to show intelligence. It wasn't about simulating emotion or having a body. Just language. Could the machine hold a convincing conversation? At the time, this was revolutionary. And honestly, it still kind of is. Even today, no AI has definitively passed the Turing test in a reliable, unscripted way, although some systems have come close in very limited setups, most of the time. Humans still pick up on the weird quirks of AI, like off-topic replies, lack of real memory, or the inability to say, I don't know. Modern AI, like Chat, doesn't actually think. It learns patterns in language from massive amounts of text, books, websites, code, conversations. It's predicting the next word, not forming thoughts. It uses something called machine learning. More specifically, neural networks that adjust themselves over time, kind of like a brain made of probabilities. If you want to try machine learning yourself, languages like Python make it accessible. You can build a basic text classifier using a library like scikit-learn in under 20 lines of code. But something like Chat, that's millions, actually billions, of parameters. Trained across hundreds or thousands of GPS, it uses Python, sure, but also C, CUDA, and huge amounts of computing power. It's not one program, it's an entire ecosystem. Some people ask, how many lines of code does Chat have? But that's not the right question. It's kind of like asking, how many wires does a brain have? The answer is a lot, and it's more about structure than size. We're not building conscious machines, not even close. But we are building systems that can sound human. And that's both exciting and kind of weird. The Turing test wasn't meant to be the finish line. It was meant to get us thinking. And here we are, still thinking about thinking now. Just because AI doesn't think like us doesn't mean it isn't smart in its own way. It can find patterns and make predictions that we either haven't noticed or aren't capable of making. That's the whole idea behind machine learning. But the question of whether AI is smart still lingers. Maybe it's time to update the Turing test. Instead of just looking at text, what if we factor in things like emotions, memories, and the ability to admit when we don't know something? After all, these are things that make us uniquely human, or at least they will for now. There is this amazing book called Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari that talks about how language is what allowed humans to team up and dominate the planet. The story goes that before humans started communicating, symbolically, we were just another intelligent species on the savannah. But once we could pass knowledge and experiences along, we formed huge groups, hunted big game, and eventually built empires. Language allowed us to cooperate at scale. And today, it's what makes up the bulk of the internet, unfiltered, unedited. Completely open, anyone can contribute to the collective intelligence of humanity. Anyone, not just academics, not just experts, anyone. All of us together can solve any problem. Well, maybe not any problem, but a lot of problems. There are communities online devoted to finding and sharing solutions to anything you can imagine. And they do it all through language. It's pretty amazing. Thanks for listening. If you're into this kind of stuff, philosophy, AI, learning with ADHD, you're in the right place. Keep wondering, keep building, and keep being you.